Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's episode of Sports Scene. I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Jay Sapia.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Now, on tonight's show, we've got for you a whole heap of rugby league, and we've got PNG Hunters as well as PNG NRL.
And the Coca-Cola Ipatas, which kicked off over the weekend. Now, straight into it, the PNG Hunters, they had an announcement. One of their sponsors came good again with them this time with how much?
7.6 million kina. Yes, SB Brewery has jumped on board again with a whopping amount, and this is to be used for the next 5 years.
Now, that's a massive amount, and it's really interesting to see. The Hunters have been, SB Brewery have been supporting the Hunters for a while now, and with the 7.6 million, I reckon this will really boost the Hunters as they prepare for this 2016 season.
Yes, and speaking of which, their season kicks off this weekend at the new National Football Stadium with their first trial match against the Penrith Panthers New South Wales Cup side.
Yes, now, even though it's a New South Wales Cup side, the team actually boasts some NRL regulars, including Jamie Soward.
That's right.
Now, how do you think the team's going to go?
Well, as Marum said, he has a lot of faith in the new players, and he is confident they will fit into the roles of those left behind by players such as Israel Eliab.
I did have a word with him, and he did mention that he's still looking for that combination, and I reckon he will find that with some of this new young talent coming through.
Yeah.
Now, quickly, just back to the sponsorship announcement. Stan Joyce, CEO of SB Brewery, said he is more than happy for them to jump on board and support the Hunters. The Hunters have come a long way since their first season. In their inaugural season, they just missed out on the finals.
Last year, they just missed out on the grand final.
Just missed out, and I reckon they probably could go all the way this year. Do you think they can?
Definitely, yeah.
And I'm sure they will. And Lorraine Genia has more of the updates on the SPPNG Hunters.
The future of the SPPNG Hunters has been guaranteed with an additional support of 7.6 million kina for the next 5 years. Minister for Sports and Tourism Justin Chichenko said the success of the Hunters over the past 2 years have reflected generously on the growth of the code in the nation, and with the ongoing support from corporate houses and the national government, the Hunters program will continue to do so.
And I congratulate SB Brewery for once again standing out like a beacon, shining beacon in supporting one of our sporting codes. You support many, but rugby league as our national sport is the key, and you've seen that, and you've been with us for the last 3 years, and now another 5 years to come, which is absolutely fantastic. So Stan, to you and all your management and staff for your commitment to the SP Hunters is something that we all look forward to, and we look forward to as well making sure that the name SP Hunters is written on the Trust Super Cup trophy, hopefully 16, maybe 17, who knows, sooner rather than later, but it will get there.
It has brought immense success. There were some doubters at the start, not that many I must say, but there was some doubt. But look at what we've achieved by working together. Look at what happens when sport and a sponsor and the media all get together. We achieved greatness, quite frankly. We achieved much better than what we ever thought. And that's because there's been dedication from many, many people to professionalism, and I believe our coach will be here. But I would like to particularly acknowledge Mr. Michael Murrum and his role as the coach of the SB Hunters and what he's been able to do.
With the increase in sponsorship and the idea of using the Hunters as an attraction to the country, some could say there is immense pressure on the shoulders of Coach Michael Murrum to again better the performance of his team. But cool, calm and collected as he is, Murrum's confidence in his team goes as far as debuting 7 new players from the Intercity Cup for this year's season.
You know, we can't underestimate all these new boys coming in, so there's a lot of younger players coming through now, so we just hope they have 1-2 games under the belt and that should pick up from there.
While the coaching staff are yet to disclose a captain for the Hunters, This man stands out as the best candidate. His charisma, almost infectious, and his on-field presence a huge impact on the team's overall performance.
Coach is looking up for like for us, the senior players, to lead the team, but he didn't really actually mention about the captaincy yet. But there's been going on talking, but it's up to the coach. Yeah, but it's whoever's going to lead. We all ready as a team to support him. Yeah.
Taking over Israel Eliab's role as a leader in the team, Zemming says the team has adapted well to the Hunters regime and they're set to put on a show this weekend. The Hunters have their first gig for the year on Saturday at the National Football Stadium in Port Moresby in front of an estimated crowd of 15,000 people.
A trial game, so we just want to see how the new players come in and take on the opposition. So yeah, now we got a lot of work to do with the combination in the halves there. So that's one thing we'll be testing out too. So yeah.
Awesome stuff there, and I can't wait for this weekend when the Hunters will actually take on the Panthers at the new National Football Stadium.
That's right. And speaking of which, all tickets go on sale this Wednesday at all Stop and Shop outlets.
I can't wait for it, and yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And
Definitely.
I'm sure a lot of people want to go and check out the new facility we have, formerly known as the Lloyd Robson Oval. We'll be back after these short messages with more of Sports Scene.
Hi, my name is Noel Zemming. I play for the SP Hunters, and you're watching Sports Scene.
Welcome back to Sports Scene now, still on Rugby League and onto PNG NRL. They have said they will expand their development programs.
Yes, they will. They're going to expand the development programs to other centers. Now, we were just talking earlier and saying how one of the most popular sport in the country is rugby league, and I reckon PNG NRL are doing a really good job of teaching key values through the sport of rugby league.
Yes, and as you said earlier, sport is a good educational tool, and why not rugby league?
Yeah, exactly, and the PNG NRL are doing a really good job with that, teaching NRL and using NRL as an educational tool. And starting from the students at a very young age and getting those key messages across, not only about education, but also about violence against women and other stuff like that. So I think that NRL PNG are doing an outstanding job with their development programs. And here's more on PNG NRL's development program.
NRL PNG's League Belong Life is a sport for development program delivered by the National Rugby League Australia in Papua New Guinea. The program has been designed to work with primary schools in 4 regions of the country: the National Capital District, East New Britain Province, Eastern Highland Province and the Autonomous Region of Bougainville, using rugby league as a tool to support education outcomes. Over the years, the program has grown rapidly, with plans on further expanding to other centres of the country in the coming year.
We're hoping to, this year, the first 3 years are pilot years, so we're hoping that we can get the results we want and the outcomes, and so that we can expand into other regions. That we know that every province in Papua New Guinea, there's a passion for rugby league. There's a need for us to develop people and use a game that's widely followed and embraced, such as rugby league, to develop people. Our main aim is to develop strong Papua New Guineans.
There are 13 league development officers in the country, 3 officers in the Autonomous Region of Bougainville, 3 in East New Britain, 3 in the Eastern Highlands and 4 in the nation's capital. The program is continually changing perceptions of rugby league as a male-dominated sport by creating safe, fun and non-competitive opportunities for girls to participate, and by employing female development officers who lead program activities and are becoming role models in their communities.
Richie.
Gender equality is, and female empowerment is one of our outcomes in the actual program. We take great pride in ensuring that our staff and have that awareness, because that's the messaging we give to the people engaged in our program as well. So we're very proud that we have great lead development officers such as Rutha in the Eastern Highlands and Grace in East New Britain, and also Kathy in NCD. So we want to encourage them. We've given them roles, and just because they are actually very good at what they do, they've taken on lead responsibilities and become leaders in our program. They also encourage the other female casual development officers in our program to become leaders, and also they inspire them to do well in their chosen careers. It's been great for us. It provides a lot of balance within our organisation, and proves that females can do well and take the lead in any sport, whether it be in administration or in the actual game or in anything they want to do. So it's a very important priority area in our program.
With support from the Australian Government and the PNG Education Department, development officers are able to carry out lead development programs in schools. NRL PNG also teaches basic skills to people with special needs. The flexibility of the program allows NRL development officers to modify both classroom and outdoor sessions to suit all abilities in many cases, providing participants with their first real interaction with rugby league.
Thank you very much for the community and the schools that support the program. We're really happy that the Australian Government is, and we're thankful that the Australian Government has funded such a great program, and also the Education Department and the PNG Government for supporting it as well, and also the community. So we're looking forward to more engagement, and looking forward to a really busy year this year with the PNG community.
Welcome back to the show. Now onto the Coca-Cola Ipatas Cup, Dion, Southern Land.
Yes, it's kicked off over the weekend, and a lot of teams, about 18 teams are competing in that. And I reckon it's a really good concept, the Ipatas Cup. We get to see a lot of raw talent that, especially throughout the nation's capital, a lot of talent. A lot of the youths are getting involved in this competition as well. For Port Moresby Northwest, Port Moresby Northeast, Carlo Cook has sponsored 6 teams that are competing in there. So a lot of the youths are having an opportunity to actually play the sport and be a part of this competition.
Yes, and as we said before, this is also used as an educational tool.
Exactly. The Coca-Cola Ipatas Cup is also a good place to identify a lot of the young talent. Now, we can have all the competitions, the big SP Hunters and stuff, but we wouldn't be so successful up there if it wasn't for a lot of these type of programs that identify the talent and bring them into the spotlight. And Elijah Lavette was over at Maribor X and has all the updates on the Ipatas Cup Southern leg.
Players from the Intercity Cup, suburban leagues and the Port Moresby Rugby League competition joined various teams taking part in the competition. Chairman of the Coca-Cola Ipatas Cup Southern leg, Simon Maima, said it was a slow start, but he was certain that the hype would gradually pick up.
It was very quiet, but it picks up as players comes in and the more teams come in, the momentum of the game picks up. So it's interesting as it goes along.
Former Kumul player and coach of the Dep Tigers, Eki Ene, said it's a tough competition and making it to the finals will be difficult.
Competition kind of plenty of young players come up. All like team
all I play the best long all. So all boys play me too, me come up on them, all good lad, all players too, but the comparing all lad, all play them, competition them go tough. And I think eventually kind of some more running more competition also again some management defense. Yeah, time will run him good, competition them go tough. I think now we looking at some competition tough now. I'm giving good lad challenge to all boys play me and good lad.
He also said there are many players in the competition that have raw talent that needs exposure, and this competition acts as an avenue for that.
Me looking plenty of young players game. Got talent, I start in check. He got in talent start in check where all man or show him out, some clear. So now at them, you mean man must stop low or work on low. Talent all got them where all can come up. Come out clear so that all selectors can look him on like similar Intercity.
Round 3 will be played next week Saturday with the finals on Sunday the 7th of February. The winner of the Coca-Cola Ipatas Cup Southern leg will go on to play the winners in the different centres.
We have Ipatas Cup all around centres through the country. This is southern leg, which consists of central entity all taking part together. So we have our calendar is this weekend, so it will be this weekend and next weekend to play off the finals.
And the finals for the Coca-Cola Ipatas Cup Southern leg will be on next weekend at the Maribarks Oval.
Yes.
Now we'll take a short break and we'll be back with more sports scene.
And welcome back to the show. Now, the Auckland Nines will be happening next weekend as well. And two Papua New Guineans will be making their debut at the competition. That is Kato Otio and Rod Griffin. Yeah.
Yes, Rod Griffin, who just signed with the West Tigers on a 1-year deal. And we have Kato Otio, who was on
off-season trials with the Canberra Raiders, and now he has made it into the Auckland Nines squad. And it's just absolutely amazing to see especially a lot of our young talent that came through our development programs through the Hunters into the Intra-Super Cup and now have the chance at making the NRL. What do you think about the journey of some of these players?
So what do you think of all the development programs in PNG? Do you think that they have contributed to all the talent out there, or?
Definitely. Now, with players such as Israel Elliott being picked up by the London Broncos, and now Kato Otio and Willie Minoga getting the chance to play in another team, in the same competition, but another team, I reckon the Hunters program is doing an exceptional job of giving our raw young talent who come through our local competitions, have the opportunity to be selected into the Hunters program, and now look at them as they step out into the world scene, sporting scene, in the spotlight.
And especially with SB Brewery backing them up.
With that 7.6 million, man, if I could just have just give me like at least $5,000 or something, that would be good. But yeah, definitely, I reckon the amount of funding going in is just showing that they're actually making proper use of the program, and the program is effective.
Yeah, and that's right, Dion. Sandy Saka, chairman for PNG RFL, did say that the development programs have been effective.
Success of the SB Hunters can be measured in many terms. In the 2 years, we've been able to send out 8 boys who have gone beyond the Hunters into England and Australia to progress further. SB Hunters program actually provides the platform, the higher level of rugby league training and performance that is required to bring the game to the next level and actually compete with the top tier nations like Australia and New Zealand. SB Hunters program actually has given us the opportunity to do that, and it bodes well for the 2017 World Cup.
Yes, that's right, and it's really good to see the Hunters going, and I hope that the next Auckland Nines, we'll see maybe 5 or 6 or maybe 10, 15, or maybe all the Hunters players competing in the Auckland Nines. Now, just stepping away from rugby league, over the weekend also was the Australian Open, and poor Serena Williams got knocked out. But she went out graciously as a champion should, and here's all the updates from the Australian Open. World number 1 Serena Williams was defeated 6-4, 3-6, 6-4 by German Angelique Kerber in the women's final of the Australian Open. The 7th-seeded 28-year-old Kerber was not overawed by the occasion of her first ever Grand Slam final, playing superb defensive tennis against the powerful Williams, scrambling to force her to play an extra shot that ultimately contributed to 23 unforced errors from the American in the first set. Williams sent the match into a decider when Kerber hit an easy forehand into the net to clinch the second set. Both players suffered early breaks in the third set, but the championship appeared to have tipped in the Germans' favor in a marathon 6th game, which finally converted to a 5th breakpoint to take a 4-2 lead. She extended that to a 5-2 and was serving for the title at 5-3 before Williams fought back, though the inspired German was able to clinch her first ever Grand Slam and then collapsed to the court in jubilation.
My whole life I was working really hard, and now I'm here and I can say I'm a Grand Slam champion, so it sounds really crazy and unbelievable.
The defending champion was at his ruthless best under the lights at Rod Laver Arena, beating Murray in baseline duels and closing out the match in 2 hours and 53 minutes. He started off the contest brilliantly, showing no mercy to Murray, winning the first set 6-1. But Murray regained his confidence and fought back strong in the second set, matching Djokovic and pushing the second set all the way to 7-5 in favor of Djokovic. Any hope of a comeback seemed remote when Murray barely returned a smash halfway up the net in the opening game of the decider to give Djokovic 2 break points, the second of which Djokovic converted with a sleek backhand down the line. It looked like game over, but Murray stirred himself to break at 3-3, and he still had a glimmer of hope going into the tiebreaker. But the wheels fell off the wagon for Murray, who slumped to 4-1 with a double fault and set up 5 championship points with a wild shot into the tram lines, which was followed 3 points later by another miss to give the Serb the title. Djokovic has owned the year's first Grand Slam for 5 of the past 6 years, having won his first in 2008 and this time around going down to his knees to kiss the blue court surface.
Mr. Roy Emerson, who is not here with us tonight, but we miss him. We miss you, Roy. It's a great privilege to equal and even and match the record of 6 Australian Opens as one of the greatest players to ever play this game. So
Murray was watched by Rod Laver, who won all 4 Grand Slam events in 1962 and 1969, and whom the stadium is named, and received the trophy from Ken Rosewell, 18 times major champion. A huge congratulations to the winners of the Australian Open. Now I hope that they're going to share a bit of the prize-winning money with us, but yes, well deserved there. And that's all. We've come to the end of the show. Thank you very much, Jaylee.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, if you want to find out more of anything we discussed in tonight's episode of Sportscene, you can find us on MTV Online and on Facebook. Now, as we leave tonight's show, the Sportscene family has lost its pioneering presenter, the late Mr. Mark Sapiers, who is also Jaylee's father. He's contributed so much to sport journalism, and here's our tribute to him.
23rd of September, Mark Sapiers, a historic day in the sport of rugby league.
Historic day, super game, and a super comeback and a super result for our boys down there at the Lloyd Robson. But let's not waste any time. Let's show the people of Papua New Guinea exactly what transpired in the game. And our boys, the Pummels, did it pretty hard. I think it's supposed to be a rain in Moresby's helped lately. And there's a few greens around the country that look pretty good. Goroka's one. But,
on that note, we welcome Mr. Rugby League himself, Solomon Ravel. How are you, Solo?
Country rugby league's getting into their pre-seasons, as is rugby union. So a lot happening with sports and cricket. What's happening with cricket, mate? The LBW and the Ducks. What's going on?
Works back towards the short side again as Nawi takes it up and takes the first tackle in this set as they work it across now through Romanong, and Romanong back up to a couple of metres away again.
Good luck to all.
Thank you, Mark, as well.
Thanks, fellas. Last orders?
and it'll be
We'll watch you.
We'll get to that, man. We'll get to it. But until next Thursday, it's good night from us here at Sports Scene.
The Australian line back towards midfield, shaping the kick, little chip over the top. The chaser's coming through.
Oh, he's got it!
Over the top as Menzies picks it up, goes himself and dives over underneath the upright.